Get some people in here, and I am live. Do my thing 4 o'clock here. I hope people come in. This is part 2 of my series of the White Lady of Union Graveyard. I hope everybody comes in and has a good time. I don't see nobody in yet. Get people in here. 4 people watching. Hello, hello, hello. Who's the people watching so I can see you? Welcome to y'all watching this. This is going to be my second part to the Graveyard series of White Lady. And this is an exclusive of Hey Keenbone, what up? This is the Ed and Lorraine interview of the White Ghost Lady encounter. This is the second one. I'm going to get this going, let everybody know that I am live. See, hello everybody, hello, hello. But, yep, we're going to get this going. I'm doing good, Bone. Bone, this is going to be interesting, tell you. If you haven't seen my first part, this is interesting. And after this, I've got some case notes of the actual investigation. Part 2. I know. This is interesting. Bone, I hope you can watch it. I just hope you don't have no seizures watching this. I hope Mortician comes in. No one come in but me. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start it up. And this is the second part of that. Get it started up here. Hi, Miss D. Can y'all hear it? Hold on.
Until late one summer night, he had an encounter that would change him forever.
This is part 2. Of course, it's gonna.
Imagine you're working the late shift and you're on your way home from a long night's work. You decide to take Route 59 home because it's a nice summer night and you want to unwind a bit before getting home, and the drive along this long country road will be better than the highway route home. Now you turn up the radio a bit and you're relaxed, but now something is wrong. You sense that someone is sitting next to you in your car. You glance over and an old man with a stubbly beard is sitting next to you with a brim cap. How did he get here? Who is he? Your heart feels like it's in your throat. What could be worse? Listen to Rod as he relives the night he encountered the White Lady.
This is scary.
Okay, Rod, can you tell us about your encounter with the White Lady?
Yeah, I was driving home one night. I used to work in a home repair center, and I'd been working the late shift this particular evening. And I like to drive home on a country road instead of taking the highway, which brought me past reservoirs and stuff up a road called Route 59. And I used to pass the Union Cemetery every night. On this particular night, I had gotten out. It was about at 12:30 in the morning. And driving home, there was a low-lying fog on the road, which wasn't unusual for this stretch of road. And as I approached the cemetery, there's a slight incline, and I came up. And as I was driving up, I felt the presence of someone on my right side. And as I looked over, I saw a distinct figure of a man. I mean, it was clear as day. it wasn't my own reflection because I wasn't looking at myself. This gentleman was looking straight ahead. I looked back up to the front of the car and looked back, sort of like a double take. And when I looked back, this figure was gone. When I looked back in front of me, there was a woman standing, I'd say good 40 to maybe 60, 70 feet in front of me, in front of the car. So I put my foot on the brake, not to slam on the brake, but to slow down. There was enough distance to be able to slow down. And as soon as I touched the brake, the figure went from, say, 40, 50 feet in front of me to directly in front of my car. And her arm came up in a sweeping motion. Not as much as to say stop in an abrupt motion, but more of a reaching out motion. And at that point, something came through my car. It wasn't a wind like is usually described in Hollywood and stuff. But if you take your hand and wave it past your ear, you could feel a little something. It was that faint, and an instant chill.
Hey, the misfit. Hey, misfit.
And I looked in the rearview mirror, and there was nothing. I looked in front of me, and my side of the road, not the entire road. It was just my side of the road. It was like a deep red color. By this time, I was about 3/4 of the way past the cemetery, and you start to go down a hill towards
This is
I
just
think it's
past
the
the
Episcopal
cemetery.
Church. And at the time that I reached the Episcopal Church, everything had cleared up. At that time, I got home. It was maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, and I got upstairs. I was very shaken up and woke my wife up and explained to her what had happened. I had this great sadness in me. It gets a little bit, I get choked up now talking about it.
I would too.
My wife calmed me down and stuff, and we let it go for about 2 weeks. After about 2 weeks, my father-in-law had been reading a local newspaper, the Trumbull Times, and saw an article in it about Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Right.
And they had been doing some investigations up at this particular cemetery, the Union Cemetery in Easton. And my father-in-law convinced me to try and look them up. And then lo and behold, their number was listed in the local phone book. So I gave Ed Warren a call, and then he invited me over to his home and did an interview with me. And Ed and Lorraine were both very supportive of me, and they explained to me what had happened, that I wasn't the first person that had this experience, that this had been going on for over 50 years. And that the activity has been increasing lately. And the part about the thing to do with a third dimension, which I still don't totally understand.
Wow. Right.
But it made me more comfortable with it, more comfortable with the experience.
Has that experience changed your life at all?
Oh, I'd be running.
Yeah, I was never a doubter of quote unquote ghosts or spirits. This just kind of reaffirmed that there is definitely an afterlife.
Oh yeah. I've got
Lorraine, can you tell us, as a psychic, your impressions of the graveyard itself and the phenomena occurring there?
I know that the phenomena occurring there is very real. I have felt it and experienced it. One night, coming home from a case that we were investigating in Maryland, we got off the highway because I felt so strongly that the White Lady's presence was going to be there. It was going to be something that we could actually see. Tony, at 2:15 in the morning, we got off the highway, came up because I felt the presence of the White Lady so strongly that evening. When we got off the highway and came in graveyard, there she was, right entranceway, right where the gates go in, the main entrance gates on Route 59. I have felt the energy of her on numerous occasions. I think the fact that so many people very interested in the White Lady today, going to the cemetery, are giving a lot of recognition. And because of the recognition that they are giving, I think this is the reason for not only the sightings, but all of the outstanding photographs that are being taken.
Okay, Lorraine, can you give us a history of the Union Graveyard and the surrounding cemeteries where the White Lady haunts those areas?
Well, Tony, it involves 3 different cemeteries, but they were all served during that period of time going back to the 1760s. They all date back. Stephanie Graveyard, Gilberttown Graveyard, and Union Graveyard all were served by one common road during that period of time, which at this time had been broken up by 2 different reservoirs. I believe that that has a great deal of meaning. Union Graveyard is the center, and I think that is the reason why most of the activity takes place there. Is today, and as it always was, a crossroads. There was a crossroads in that area. There has been so many tragedies that have occurred there.
This is interesting.
Some of our members
really
have even been doing research lately and finding even more tragedies that we were not aware of, going back to the 1940s.
Wow.
Most of the phenomena and research that we have been doing leads us to believe that the disturbances that are going on seem to center around the 30s and 40s, tragedies occurring during that period of time. They involve women, they involve children, and they involve men. So they're involving all people of all ages and all different sex, and for all different reasons. Some of them have been traffic related. Some of them have been murder-suicides. Some of them have just been murders.
Wow.
And very tragic ends to their life. And they remain on in that area and make their presence known to certain individuals.
Okay, Lorraine, can you tell us what the red looks like painted road that Rod Vesey encountered when he drove by the graveyard? He had said in his interview that he had seen just the road turn red. Can you explain what that was all about?
Wow.
Well, when Rod had that experience coming home from work that night, where he actually witnessed that man sitting next to him, and also the white lady directly in front of him.
Paranormal.
And then
series.
After both of them had disappeared, because they only lasted a matter of seconds, he looked ahead on the road, and the road on his lane only turned a muddy red color. Rod, at that moment, I believe, was going into another dimension. There is something very special about this man, and I feel that is the reason he had this in-depth experience with both spirits that night.
Now, Lorraine, when you visit the Union Graveyard, alone by yourself, or with Ed, or with a group of students, what do you feel there? Do you feel a sense of evil, of foreboding, or does it feel just good to you there? How exactly does it feel as a clairvoyant?
I have mixed feelings at times. At times I feel very sad. At times I feel a great deal of despair, loneliness. It's a feeling particularly near the fencing, near that iron fence, that ancient iron fence that surrounds this graveyard. As I stand just outside of it,
you gonna buy it, Wolf, then?
Like in the middle, I feel tremendous amount of stress in my chest, as if I am running away from something, trying to avoid something.
Hey, boss.
And I feel that that could be the reason that this poor spirit is still remaining. She's continuing to run and trying to get away from something. Ooh, her attacker?
Yeah.
Okay, Lorraine, Ed had spoken before about the many ghost lights that he had encountered while filming The White Lady. Can you explain what those ghost lights are?
Well, Tony, I believe that the ghost lights are the energy that is drawn from the plant life that surrounds that ancient graveyard. And then it combines, and you see this electromagnetic energy of the spirit. And sometimes it appears as ghost globules, which look like balloons, sometimes small balloons, sometimes real big balloons, all in the air that are picked up on the photographs.
Okay. Would you consider this spirit to be an earthbound spirit? And if you do, exactly what is an earthbound spirit, Lorraine?
I do consider it to be earthbound spirit. I think there's
Hello,
more than
Aries.
one,
How you
Tony.
doing?
I
Seen
think
you in
there's
a while.
many earthbound spirits that
All
are in that
right.
location that have met their death tragically. I think some of them might also be spirit guides that are there to try to help these earthbound spirits to accept their death and to pass over correctly. An earthbound spirit is
I wanna
someone
read
who has
something
met
after
their
this.
death under tragic
If y'all
conditions
stay
in most
around, I will
cases
read you
and
something after
remains
this. It's gonna
on
be
in
good.
the location where they
I
lost their life.
know.
So do you think then the white
I'm
lady,
glad you're here,
by
lady
her many
Aries.
appearances
Well,
and trying to
I'm sorry.
approach cars and
Sweet
approach the
Taffy
road,
Aries.
is trying to give a message or trying to contact a human spirit and tell them what happened?
Yes, I think that she is trying to say, help me. Help spirits. Some of them are inhuman
Okay, sorry
or
about
evil
that.
spirits.
I know, Wolfgang.
Evil
Sorry about
spirits
that.
are exactly that. They would fall into the category of the inhuman or the diabolical.
My
And
mother came in the
also
room. I had to leave.
remember that in an area that is as haunted as this, I'm sure that people have gone there and tried communication, and that just really opens doors to the diabolical.
Lorraine,
Can y'all hear
you
it
had
now?
spoken earlier about bringing students to the graveyard, you and Mr. Warren. Can you tell us, as amateurs, what kind of preparation a student would do, or someone who wanted to visit a graveyard such as Union and take photographs and to enter the graveyard, for instance, at nighttime? What kind of precautions would they take, and what would they have to know as far as knowledge?
Okay, for one thing, I never feel that young children should be taking photographs. I don't think young children should be subjected
Yeah, my mother
to
had come
haunted
in
locations.
for a minute. Sorry about that.
People that are sensible, teenagers
Good,
even is
Charlene.
fine. High school students is fine as long as they're being serious. Always take spiritual protection before you go there. When you go to the graveyard, go with an unloaded camera. Get to the graveyard, load your camera at that location. Take a full roll of film.
Wow.
Take your film out of the camera, put it in the container, and send it through general processing. You are never taking a photograph of a ghost. The ghost is implanting its image onto the film, and you are giving the spirit every opportunity that way.
Wow.
Okay, does it matter what kind of camera they use?
No, it does not matter what kind of camera they use, but we definitely do suggest taking the flash. But it does not matter. We have seen them do it with black and white. It's been done with high-speed film. It's been done with regular colored film. So it really does not matter, Tony.
Yeah.
Okay, you had said earlier to bring spiritual protection into the graveyard. What exactly are you referring to, Lorraine?
All right. For one thing, it would be the particular spiritual protection of the individual's own spiritual beliefs. I never suggest people go to any haunted location that don't believe in God. That would be pretty contradictory to say you're going to a haunted place where spirits are, but you don't believe that there is a God. So, be very cautious in that area. If you don't happen to be of Christian belief, make sure you are in the graces of that particular religion.
Yeah.
If you happen to be of Jewish faith, you ask in your particular. There's only one God. There's just many roads to reach him.
You had spoken earlier about how the student or whoever never really takes a picture of a ghost, that the ghost implants his image onto the film. Can you explain that process to me a little bit more?
Through mind over matter, it is done through psychokinesis, which of course is the same thing. What you are doing is actually taking a picture of the soul mind.
No
the
problem,
spirit implants its image onto the film through the law of attraction. The spirit is attracted to you for one reason or another by your aura, the supernatural glow that surrounds your physical body. And this law of attraction attracts them to you, and that's how that picture is brought about.
Lorraine, going into these graveyards with various students and things, can it ever be dangerous to go into a graveyard?
Yes, they should have some knowledge. They should be somewhat educated in the areas of our work before they even attempt it. We never recommend people going there alone, particularly women going into the graveyard alone to take pictures. It can be extremely dangerous for them.
No problem.
If you're going to be going inside of the gates of any graveyard, be it Union, be it any graveyard where you're trying for psychic photographs, make sure that you get permission from the police authorities in that particular area before you go in. Also, we never recommend girls or women going into the graveyard alone at night.
Over 50 years ago, the mysterious white lady was first spotted by the Barberi brothers, who lived in a house directly behind Union Cemetery. A fireman and police officer en route to a transformer fire strike the specter of the white lady. Rod Vesey travels along the deserted Route 59 and encounters two eerie figures. One, an old man with a stubbly beard seated directly, and then the white lady summoning him to stop as if beckoning for help.
No way.
These are just a few of the many eyewitness accounts of sightings of the White Lady. Sightings of the White Lady continue to this day. The stories you have just heard on this tape were taken directly from the Warren files.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to show y'all some actual pictures of what I see. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Okay. Here we go. These, when they pull up, are actual pictures. Okay, here we go. Share screen. Here we go. Okay, this is from the website that I've seen. As you can see, that's the actual entrance. Of course, you see it's got like unmarked graves, like, you know, you could read a little bit there if you want. The white lady. I mean, you can see the pictures there. You see the haunting pictures there. That is, hey, babe. Talking about the second part of that white lady, babe. And it said, of course, the off-duty firefighter, you know. There's that white smoke. I believe that's her. That may be what her. I'm not sure. Okay. And then you have the Warrens. You know, that's them in the graveyard. They also speak of a red eyes ghost. You know, I've never seen it. I'm hoping to get pictures of it and everything. It does. Oh, yeah. Well, then it is. Oh, yeah. But that's it. I mean, it's amazing. I have never seen that and heard it. It's just amazing. You would never think, you know, you would never think. Yeah, it's really, really good. I wouldn't live behind the graveyard. I would not live right beside one. Ain't no way. It is, Miss D. It is. There's other pictures of her. Let me see if I can. I want to find a good one. You know, I really want to find a good one. Hey, Thunder, you doing okay? Oh, I can believe that, Miss D. I can believe it. Yep. Spirits are everywhere. Yeah. Let me see. We gotta wait till, okay, white lady ghost. And they are. While that's doing this, I'm fixing the, oh, there we go. There's a picture right there. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up. I hope it comes up good. Let me give you a look at this one now. There we go. Let's see if that's it. There we go. See that around that ring? Oh yeah, Wolfden. Look at there. That is from that graveyard doing the day. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Let me see if I can find another one here. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, uh-huh. Oh, I know. I would not let, no. You see something that come on a camera film? No. I just couldn't. No. But, you know, it's just like Miss D was saying, spirits are everywhere. They are. It's just amazing on what you can come up with. I just want everybody to, you know, be looking out for stuff like that. I've had stuff happen to me in by my house. I ain't gonna lie. And it's interesting. I would love to find a video of her, if I could, actually of her. White lady. Oh, there you are. I know I want to get with Morticia because she knows of the Warren's grandson. I would love to get him on a panel. I would really love to get him on a panel. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, Thunder, we could do that. Listen, Wolf Den. Yeah, it's just, I never would think, you know, it's just amazing what comes up. You know, you put up the story, as I'm doing it now. It's just, you know, Let's see what it's saying here, if it's pulled up yet. You know how somewhere only wolf den, only wolf den. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. Here we go. Uh, okay, it has been. Okay, it has been called one of the most haunted burial grounds in the United States. Can you believe that? Wow. Can't believe it. Well, alrighty, y'all. I'm going to get off here and get ready. Hopefully for my next one for next week. I hope everybody has a good Sunday. And if you can, subscribe to each other's channel in here in the chat. I want to thank my chat that's been coming in here. Thank you for the support. And remember, that spirits, like Miss D said, spirits are everywhere. I will see y'all on the next one.